Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is You didn't even give me a moment to get ready. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Is it recording?
Yes.
What is it like?
Oh my gosh. I have to edit that part out.
Girl.
Did that again?
No.
Anyone that is in a relationship?
Y'all don't watch this. If you're in a relationship, don't watch this. Because y'all may not work out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm filming the first video in my faith-based series, How to Be Single. And today I'm here with I'm Jania, did I say that? I don't remember. This is my sister. State your name.
Name
Your state.
Trinice.
Okay. Anyway, we're going to talk to you guys today about how to be single from the Christian perspective, or a Christian's perspective. Okay, so you go ahead and start.
So, let's first define singleness. Like, what does singleness mean to us? You go first.
Okay, what singleness means to me is you're not in a relationship. A Christian, like the Christian single?
Just the word singleness. Just
By yourself. You know, you're not in a relationship, no boyfriend, no husband. Not in a relationship, you're by yourself.
By yourself. I think it means, I remember my aunt told me that to be single means you're unattached. If you're not married, you're unattached. Now, if you're in a relationship, you're attached. So it's like married, attached, unattached. Kind of confusing. But that's what it means to me, that like you're not really entertaining or spending time with anyone in a romantic sense. You're just doing you.
Oh, that's better than my definition, but that's okay.
Thank you. Wisdom.
I guess. Then, what does the world say that singleness is?
I think the world says you're not a real couple. No one thinks your goals. That's so funny.
You're supposed to say what the world defines singleness as, not relationship. Oh my gosh. You?
Okay. I think the world defines singleness as someone who, like, still dates and talks and flirts with other people, but, like, you're not exclusive. You're not, like, calling them boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, they could be your boo or your friend, but you're single if you don't call them boyfriend or girlfriend.
What I think the world defines singleness as, you're boring, you don't have anything going for you, you want to be alone for the rest of your life, you're an old hag or old grandma.
Cats meowing.
Yeah, that's definitely not what singleness is. Now, what does the word say that singleness is?
Strength. Just kidding. I think that the world says singleness is okay. Like,
The word.
the word.
Those two can be confused. I said two. Look, I hold up. 3 fingers. I said 3. Oh my gosh.
The word says that singleness is beautiful, that there's so many things you can do.
Insert some scriptures there.
There's so many things that you could do by yourself. Not by yourself without God, but like by yourself without being in a relationship.
Yeah, like the Bible talks so much about being single. You don't have to just sit around and do nothing and be single. You can spend that time trying to uplift and upbuild God's kingdom. Find something to do at a church. Find something to do in the community. There's so many things you can do when you're single. I think the biggest thing I've learned about what the word says about singleness is, or anything, is don't waste time. You need to be doing something while you're single. Don't let the situation you're in or the circumstance you're in control what you're doing for God. You should always be doing for God.
That's a cute nail polish color, by the way.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
Well, like, something that bothers me is when people are like, I found my soulmate, now my life can begin. Like, skirt, your life began when you were born. Like, you wasted so many years waiting for your spouse to come, so.
And I can attest to that, because I feel like me being in high school, I'm seeing everybody else like, why am I not in a relationship? I wasted so much time worried about that, and that's time I can't get back. That's definitely something that I wish I had done different, because now I see how fun it is to actually be single rather than focusing on, all the stuff I didn't have in a relationship.
Good one.
Okay, so when is the moment that you became content with your singleness? Tell us a little about your story, sister.
My story. I feel like, and you're gonna not believe me, which is perfectly fine. But
she crazy, y'all.
I think I've always been okay with being single. Like, I'm not the type of person that was so funny.
You're just funny. Okay.
I'm not the type of person that's gonna wake up and be like, dear God, please let me find him today. Like, that's just not how I think. I just want it to happen naturally. I think I pride myself more on it happening naturally than me forcing it and going out there and seeking someone to be in a relationship with. But I think I've become recently even more content with being single because I see how much potential I have to, like, fulfill my destiny and my calling and just really, like, be the woman God's called me to be without worrying about making some other person happy. And I don't know if I was as content 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, but
I agree with you. I think you're more content now.
yeah, like, it's fun.
I would say for me, when did I become content? Probably this year, my freshman year of college, because I realized how hard the college was and how difficult life was. And I was like, do I really think? Because a lot of times, I heard somebody else say this, a lot of times we ask God for things and we're not even ready. I'm not ready to be in a relationship. If I could just be 100% honest, I have so much more work to do on myself. And I'm not saying that you're going to be 100% perfect when you get in the relationship, but I know God is still trying to grow me and, like, mature me into who he wants me to be. So when I became content, I think I just had to remind myself, even though, like, because I was scrolling through Instagram, like, oh, that's so cute, I kind of had to snap myself out of it. Because, you know, it's okay to, you know, like, admire people's relationships. But when you start, like, idolizing, then that's where the problem lies. And I feel like that's where I kind of got off course. But I just had to, you know, go to God's word and remind myself that this is where God wants me to be right now. I have to be happy wherever he has me. And there's nothing wrong with being by yourself. It's actually pretty lit. I keep myself entertained.
What's the symbol for lit?
I don't know. This is squad, but I just do lit.
I don't even know why I just did that.
Okay. So, what are your biggest struggles?
I think my biggest struggle, I don't know about struggles, but biggest struggle is kind of having this mentality. Thanks, you tried to play me. It's having this mentality of, oh, like, yeah, I'm single and walking in my destiny and building myself to be a good wife. When really, like, my whole purpose in life isn't to become someone's wife. Like, my whole purpose in life is to become content with God alone. And so I feel like that's the biggest struggle is, like, thinking about what if I'm never meant to get married? Like, not being disappointed by that, not being sad. And I feel like that's going to be, like, a long journey to that.
Ongoing thing.
So that's my biggest struggle is, like, the reality that I may not be called to be someone's wife and being okay with that.
I would agree. Like, everything she said, I would agree with that. But I would also say my biggest struggle, I think my age is one of my biggest struggles because, like, I'm only 19, and everything I see...
She's turning 20 soon.
Thank you. Anyway, everything I see is relationship. And I think maybe or maybe not my age. I would just say maybe the people that are in my age group. I feel like relationships are all people my age kind of spew out, and that's just all I'm getting is relationship this, relationship that. It kind of like, I feel like society tries to make it seem like there's something wrong with me. Like, I'm the odd man out just because I'm not in a relationship. But I do also think what she said, I've thought about it a lot, and I just had to, like, I kind of thought about it one day, and I was like, well, what if God doesn't want me to be married? Like, I have to be okay with that because he made me, he knows me, and if he doesn't want me to, you know, be married or anything, that's God's will. His will over mine. I'm not saying it's easy, though, because sometimes you think about it, and you like, man, I really do think I could be, like, a good wife, I don't know about mama. Maybe. But you're like, oh, you know, I just see so many people and they seem so happy too. But it's like you need to go to the source. If God, you know, it's not wrong to desire marriage either or relationship if you are single, but you can't desire that more than God.
Yeah, I feel like marriage is a huge honor, but
it's a lot of work.
I feel like if God calls you to singleness, that's a huge honor too. Like,
yeah,
nothing is done by accident, so be strong.
Yeah, and the strength does not come from within yourself. It comes straight from God. Because we definitely cannot do this if we were not rooted in God. So
I would have 5 boyfriends by now.
I maybe would have had one. So now I'm gonna ask you, what are some things that you can do to honor God in your singleness?
I think you can listen to what he's calling you to do and fulfill that. Like if he's calling you to be a teacher and to help uplift little kids, help uplift,
She loves kids. Maybe.
help them to grow, to know God and his word, and like follow that, and you don't have to worry about anyone holding you back and, you know, deterring you from whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. You can also, okay, so side note, there's this book called Girls Gone Wise that my friend told me about.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's so good. I would suggest that you read it because it compares a Proverbs 7 woman to a Proverbs 31 woman. And guys can read it too, just because it's more so geared towards the female crowd. Doesn't mean you can't learn, because it teaches you what you should be dating or who you should be dating and who you shouldn't be dating. But I think something that the book taught me is that as much as I thought that I was doing good in my singleness, there's still things that I need to work on, like the way I care for my household,
Same.
the way I dress, the way that I treat others. Like there's so many things that you need to improve on, not just to potentially be a good girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, but a better sister, daughter, friend, coworker, community member. You can just work on mirroring Christ more, like just being more Christ-like while you're single as well.
You are kind of wise, I guess. What would I say? Things you can do to honor God in your singleness. I would say dive into the word and just get busy. Like if you see something that needs to be done around the church and you feel like God has given you that gift, go ahead and get involved in the ministry. If you feel like ushering is for you, get involved in ushering. If you feel like event coordinating for the church or like anything in the community, go ahead and do that. Like I think the problem that I would say a lot of us Christian singles face or go through is that we're just sitting around waiting for something to happen when we need to be making ourselves busy, because Jesus in the Bible, he was always busy doing things, helping people. So we need to be, like she said, mirroring Christ. So just get busy, because when you're busy, you don't have time to think about being by yourself.
Yeah.
And don't text nobody. If you got their number and y'all trying to, I don't know.
If it's past 10 a.m., I mean,
Oh.
if it's past 10 p.m., don't text them. If it's
Yeah.
past 10 a.m., that's fine. Also, I feel like it's a huge taboo, but have fun while you're single. Like, go on guy trips or girl trips.
You can go
like,
to karaoke, go bowling,
Yeah,
go skating, go kayaking. There's so much to do.
Yeah, enjoy those times when you're with your friends, because what I see, like, in people that are married, especially with families, they start to lose those friends, not because they don't get along or they don't like them anymore, but they don't have time for them. And, like, I want to have a bunch of memories that last a lifetime.
That you can
so-
tell if you do get married. You can tell your husband about, or you can tell your kids about,
Yeah,
too.
like, do those things that it takes one to do. Like, go skydiving, go
No.
skydiving.
I'm just kidding. If you want to go skydiving.
Yeah. Just do fun things by yourself, with your friends, with your family. Like,
Y'all can go
just
out to
because
eat.
you're romantically alone doesn't mean you're alone.
Yeah, you have a whole village of people around you, and if you don't,
Call me.
I'll put her number in there. I'll put it in the bio. I mean, the description box, the bio.
My number is 8675309.
That's
Just
not her
my
real number.
It's
Okay.
on the-
So, do you have any last tips?
Any last tips? I definitely would say stay away from those goals. Hashtag goals.
Yeah. How about in 2016? Let's end that.
Shoot yo, not shot.
That one. Was
I'm trying to be
really
hip, guys.
interesting.
I'm getting older. I think that relationship goals, like, I get, especially in the African American community, like, they're meant to uplift those black couples and allow us to see black love.
Which
but,
is
like,
beautiful. Which is beautiful.
But, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be with Martin. I don't want to be like Gina. Like, they have good qualities to them, but Martin kind of gets on my nerves.
Let me tell you, Martin and Gina, I said Martin funny. Martin and Gina are not relationship goals. I don't understand how any part of their situation is goals. Martin is annoying and he's rude, y'all. He is so rude to Gina, and she stays with him. If he would have said, "You out of my house," I'd have been like, "Yeah, delete my number."
Like, it's good TV, but it's not good real life. Like, do you really want to be with a man that likes to kick people out the house every single time? Do you want to be with a man who
is afraid to commit? First of all, he didn't want to commit to Gina, and they were sleeping together before they were married. That's a different video. But you need somebody that's going to be the opposite of Martin.
Yeah, get someone like Michael Kyle. I love My Wife and Kids.
Okay, he's a little nutty too, but we'll just... I think as long... It's okay to, like I'm saying, like, admire people, but just make sure you don't...
idolize
Yeah,
them.
don't dog, because that's going to get you in major trouble.
Yeah, like, have your own story. Like, be Brittany and Brett. Don't be...
Brittany and Brett.
I just made it up. I'm just saying. If
Oh, gosh. I was really like, who that is?
If your name is Brittany and you dated Brett, like, be your own couple. Like, don't feel like you have to look like him and Kanye or Beyonce and Jay-Z or...
And trust me, y'all, they got a lot of stuff going on already. Stuff y'all seen, stuff y'all haven't seen. So I don't see how that's the goals either. But
okay.
the last tip I would give is, like we said already, like, dive into the word. But also try to find people to follow maybe on social media, like other single Christians. And if you get, like, if you feel like you're ever at a time where you need somebody, like, to lift you up or a word of encouragement, just, you know, maybe direct message them on Twitter. Or tweet them saying, wow, I really like how you're standing for God and your singleness. Like, just find other people that are single as well. Because you can have friends that are in relationships, but it is cool to have other single friends that, like, have the same goals and you as everything. So,
yeah. And I feel like if ever you get to this place where you, like, find yourself, like, I need to be in a relationship, like, check your heart. Like, what you put at the top reflects where you are faith-wise, reflects what you allow to enter into your spirit. Just know that there's things out there that are more important than being in a relationship, and if you are meant to be in a relationship, it's your time. And stay single and happy. Don't be in a relationship and be miserable. Like, they just don't compare. I'd rather wait 15 years and be with
and have
a
people
good,
talk about
solid
me
person than wait 15 days and be like, oh, what'd I get myself into? Get me out.
I think one last thing I'll say, because I'm a rambler. This last thing.
She's Baptist, so she's going to say last 3 times before she actually closes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't let other people's opinions or whatever else they have to say about your life affect you, because people are going to try. Trust me. Try to set you up. They'll try to set you up on a date. They're going to try to tell you ain't living right. They're going to try to say, well, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have a boyfriend? All your other little friends, your cousins, or whoever has a boyfriend. So just please, you have to block what people are saying now, because if you don't, you're going to allow that to get in your mind. The enemy could use that too as something as well to try to get you off course. So don't listen to people. Sometimes,
if you're single, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm sure you're gorgeous,
beautiful,
you're intelligent. Maybe your hair does look a little messy sometimes. So does ours. Like,
this is not how my hair is supposed to look. Okay, you know, just the Texas humidity got to it.
Like, don't allow that to hit your self-esteem, because it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with timing. Timing is everything.
Oh, I saw this dude on YouTube. He was saying, this is really my last point. No, for real. Y'all, for real. But he was saying God is either preparing you or preserving you or trying to, like, shield you from something. So it couldn't be that sometimes there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that God doesn't want you to be maybe seen by certain people at that specific time or by your future husband. So you just kind of have to think, maybe God is preserving me. Maybe he's shielding me from something. So I think just find joy and peace in that, because that's a blessing to have God looking out for you 24/7. Like,
but I will say, check your expectations and not, like, lowering your standards, but understand that if you are like, oh my gosh, I want to be with someone who's faithful and who loves God, and you, like, curse God every single day, and you are the most unloyal person on the face
don't never
of this
read
planet,
your Bible, don't never go to church.
What makes you think that you are gonna get that man? Like, I'm sorry, but you kind of get
what you put out.
Yeah, what is reflective of you, that'll show in the people that you date. Like, you can't expect to be with someone who seems perfect if you have, like, a long way to go, which is part of being single. Like, God needs to prepare you so that way the desire you have to be with a solid person can come true. Because trust me, like, if you are someone who, you know, is a huge liar, someone who likes to judge people, talk about them, you show more hate than love, like, you wouldn't be able to keep a person who is loving and
They will be out the door.
And is like.
What are the last things that you would like to say, or the last shout out?
You
to
the
praise
Baptist kid. Say last 3 times. Say last. Say your third last. and conclude the video.
Okay. What do I want to say? Tips on being single. What's something? I'm trying to think of something that we haven't said that's really different. Stop looking at being single as some kind of death sentence or sickness, because it's not. We make it way more than it has to be. Look at it as a different opportunity to serve God in a different way, in a fun way, a different way.
Yeah. And I think, like, depending upon what stage in life you're in, like, my whole stage is everyone's getting married and having kids, and her stage is, like, everyone's going out and having fun and having, new relationships that flourish. Like, we're in 2 different relationship stages in life right now.
That's why I feel like it was good to hear 2 different perspectives, because she's at a different point in her life and I'm at a different point in my life. But I'm really old, so I don't really connect with the people my age, like on certain levels.
Yeah, she's like 50. 55. That's a good age. But like I was saying, just don't feel like because you're a certain age you have to succumb to what society says you should be doing at that age.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. I mean, it is what it is. It's just people's opinion. That doesn't define where you should be and what you're worth.
And half the time, the people that will be saying, "Oh, why are you single?" are serial daters and have gotten nothing out of what they're doing. So don't listen to them. I'm telling y'all, people do a lot of talking, but sometimes those be the people with the the most messed up situations that are trying to tell you about your life. And I'm not saying don't listen to everybody, because some people do have good advice to tell you, but just consider the source and stay connected to the ultimate source.
Well, and I will say, I feel like sometimes people who are in relationships, if you are single, they try to get you to be one because they want to go on double dates together and they want you to experience what they're experiencing. And if their relationship is solid and it is built on Christ, then that's awesome, but they need to respect that the same way it took time for them to find a good person that they can have a mature, healthy relationship with. You need that time as well. So just remind them, be honest, be
like, don't be setting me up on no date, girl.
Yeah,
I'm okay being with myself.
Be assertive. And I mean, if you do date and you do meet someone, if you don't like them, if they're the furthest thing from what God has called you to be with, then don't settle.
Gotta cut the date short.
Cut that date short.
Yeah, cut it.
I was done. She's not.
Okay. She's awesome, isn't she, guys? Okay. Thanks so much for watching my video. Thanks for being my video person.
Thanks for having me.
I hope that y'all
I'm going to continue to hide in the vlog, so don't expect to see me that often.
No, she's not. But thank y'all for watching. And if you have any topics that you feel like a lot of young Christians aren't hitting on, just let me know, and I can talk about it in my next video. Thanks for watching, y'all. Oh, thank you for subscribing, too. I really appreciate it. God bless y'all. We are trying. Hey. Yeah.